A very good afternoon to all our pool fans joining us from around the world. Welcome to the Rio All Suite Hotel and Casino here in fabulous Las Vegas. And you've joined us at the perfect time. We're on the main match table and the man of the moment looking to create some pool history here in Vegas. It is the Predator WPA World 10-Ball Championships brought to you by CSI, and delighted to be joined by Christina Tkach. Just best seat in the house, Christina.
Hello guys, hello everyone.
And winding it up, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz looking to be the only man to hold the world 8-ball, 9-ball, and 10-ball titles in succession. All eyes are on him.
Start with a dry break.
Another look at it. And funny enough, a man that he took the world 8-ball title off is his opponent here back in Puerto Rico a few months back. Junlin Chang. He was the most recent holder of the world 8-ball, and now I wonder if he'd like to extract a little revenge. A lot of people think this is the match of the last 16. And one thing for sure, Christina, I'm sure you'll agree, you got a chance to see Francisco in his last match, didn't you? A 10-5 win over Alex Pagulayan, and it seems like he's getting better and better.
Yeah, he played really smart, and Alex made a couple of pocketing and safety mistakes, and Francisco just took it, and in a blink of an eye, he won this game.
Well, he needs a step ladder. Just wants to grow a couple inches to reach this a little easier. Well, that'll be a foul. No cushion after contact, so the mistake extracted. And we'll see if Chang can put Ruiz under a bit of pressure. They're all there for the taking. This is just a matter of going through the motions. It's the first game, so nerves always a factor in the early going. But Christina, if there's any obstacles there, I don't see them.
No, I don't see them either. He played pretty good opening shot. Left himself a good angle to go into 3, either on the left or right side of the 7-ball. I would think of the left side. He's aiming a little bit with inside spin, and position looking wide open. I don't see where we might see the mistake in here.
In the last 32, there were only 2 Americans left, Shane Van Boning and Oscar Dominguez. Well, now they're down to 1 American in the last 16. 22 Europeans made up the last 32, and the majority of them have gone through, as you would expect, because they were facing off with each other. And it's a lot nicer day in Vegas too. The weather.
Yeah, there's finally some sun and it's not freezing. So.
Well, we were talking about so many people nursing colds. I mean, the first week I was sniffling like crazy, and I came down the elevator actually with Francisco, and he blames the air conditioning. He said he hasn't felt great and just blames the fact that the aircon has been cranked up with so many people here and trying to maintain a comfortable temperature in these big rooms.
Chang is taking his time, making sure he wouldn't find himself behind 9-7. Judge the speed well. And 7 on the side. Very natural position for the 8.
I'll tell you another thing I spoke about in our first match today is the conditioning. I mean, these guys are playing 3 long matches today.
Yeah, it's to be honest, under such amount of pressure, every match race to 10 takes a lot of energy from you, and mental and physical. So it's not only important to keep your stamina strong, but also mentally not to burn out.
Important to get rest and
Yeah.
and hydrate. You know, eat well. You really got to look after yourself because that could be the difference. And Chang secures rack number 1, opens his account here. It's a race to 10. Remember, winner go home. Former 8-ball champion of the world. He'll break in rack number 2. $250,000. We say it a lot, but it's so meaningful. $250,000 up for grabs. Total purse in this year's event, $60,000 to the eventual winner. And it was a star-studded field, 128 players. Kicked off here at the Rio, down to the last 16 now. And to say we're at the business end of this event is an understatement. And look at the focus on a man who has owned pool on the planet this year. He's won it all. US Open Championship, a couple world titles. He and his partner, David Alcady, won the World Cup of Pool. Just a dream year for Francisco, and he doesn't want it to end yet.
And he has all the chances to be the first man in pool who won 3 world titles in the same year. But it's not going to be easy if Chang will keep breaking like that.
Yeah, no kidding, Christina. We haven't seen a lot of real powerful breaks that have afforded opportunities to clear up. He's got one problem up at the top end, the 4-7. Not sure if the 4 goes by the 7, but he'll be addressing that sooner rather than later because the 2 and 3 are at his mercy.
He's looking back at the shot clock because that's exactly what he's looking at right now is 4-7 and how to solve this problem. Uh-oh. She's hooked. Yeah.
Wow. Unforced error there. Just had to force that cue ball a little further to the right-hand side as he looked. And now he's the benefactor of that bad shot.
Yeah. Spinned it way too much. Curved it way too much. And I believe he's hooked on the 4 ball. Francisco just patiently sitting in the chair and looking for the next opportunity.
Calls for the extension. Players allowed 1 30-second extension per rack, and you have to be mindful of that 30-second shot clock. We had a time foul in our first match. Shane Van Boning.
Yeah.
He was over the ball and the bell went. So the foul was committed.
Made a contact with the 4, but left it an offending shot. Offensive shot. Excuse me. I'm like, something is wrong with this word I just said. Offensive shot.
We knew what you meant, Christine. Big
not
chance.
Yeah.
Big chance here for FSR, though. And I mean, after what looked like such a promising break from Chang.
Yeah.
Keep doing commentary. I promise you, your English is going to get a lot better.
Yeah. I'm trying my best.
Good positional shot from the 6 to the 7, just showing you the line that he wants to get down.
Try to go around the 8 ball to play it in the opposite corner.
He's wearing the same shirt that he enjoyed success his last few matches. I don't know if he's got 2 or 3 or more of the exact same shirt, but let me ask you a question. Are you guys superstitious?
That's actually a good question. I was very superstitious, and I would never change my shirt in a tournament if I, if I could win, unless it's really in a bad condition, right? And yeah, I know a lot of players who never change the shirt if they're in a good run.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Very well done. And the 10 ball to level up the score.
Rock solid, staying still. You saw him purposely keep his head down there. It's just to remind himself of how important it is to maintain that solid posture and just stay perfectly still over the ball. And 1-1 it is.
We can see in the right side, right next to Francisco, his very good friend David Alcaide from Spain, and Sauta is a youngster from Ibiza, Spain. Came to support their friend. Is actually very nice, I was having a conversation with George, how nice that Kopin Chun, Kopin Han and Kopin E brothers, they always come to support each other, and it's like so nice. And you could always see, no matter what time, where Francisco or Alcaide playing, they will always come to support each other.
Important. I mean, they're a
important.
long ways from home.
Yeah.
And it also a testament to the type of character that Francisco has. He's a class act.
He's a class act. He's a true athlete, sportsman, and it's a pleasure to hang out with him and be his friend.
Winding it up, rack number 3. And once again, no friends at the table. So we'll see if he moves the cue ball the next time he's breaking. Chang with no real aggressive options here. So probably containment.
Trying to put the cue ball behind a 7. And he successfully done that. Very good shot. And I don't know if he's going to walk back for his jump stick or try to kick one rail under the 6 ball.
Not the easiest of
yeah,
hits, is it,
no.
Christina, this one? Well, he heard you.
Yeah, he changed up his mind and he's walking back for his jump stick.
10 seconds left. So he'll have to get underway with this.
Wow. Look at that shot. Unfortunate for Francisco. I think Chang can see one ball to make it. Just maybe not. Let's see. No.
Definitely a space between the 2 and the 4, though. Maybe not enough to be able to make it, but he can hit it.
Yeah, he can hit it from the right side. It's a matter of what kind of safety he can play after that shot. I think he might look at the one rail kick.
Not bad. I mean, he's left David a couple options here. Possible billiard onto the 8. Difficult to tell if the angle presents the type of shot sometimes we allude to.
But he called the 8 ball.
So it was the billiard onto the 8. And now every chance.
Now we have to figure out where to play the 2 ball, because I believe it does not pass the 9 or 5 ball to be played in corners. Oh, it does pass the 9. Never mind.
Five presents some problems, though, Christina. That's a challenge from the 4 to the 5.
But good thing that 4 ball is hanging out right in front of the pocket, and if he would have created himself a good angle, he might go underneath the 10 and play the 5 ball in the bottom corners. But I think he found himself a little straighter than he wanted to. Most likely he'll have to draw back in a long rail, and just like that. Beautiful.
Still work to do, though. Not easy into these side pockets. You've got to be very careful. Follow through and play the 6 past the 7. But you got to get past the 10. Oh, just nudge that one by. Well, I don't know about you, Christina, but I'm going for my pen. This is going to be 2-1. And Francisco just in front, dropped the opener, and he's won the last 2. And if he ever finds the measure of the break, and speaking of breaks, we're going to take a quick 1-minute break. We'll be right back. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz from Spain, current World 8-ball champion, current World 9-ball champion, World Cup of Pool champion, current US Open champion. His resume is growing in impressive fashion. But the one thing that isn't is his break.
Fortunate for him, he didn't leave anything on the one ball. And Chang is forced to play push out.
Yeah, and when a ball is so close to a pocket as the one is, the areas that you can push,
Right, it's not really bad. Big.
Comes a lot trickier.
Yeah. Do you think he might push for the jump?
Might have no choice. Push for the jump or push for the kick. The jump it is. And Francisco's pretty handy with that short cue, but again, there's no positional values from the 1 to the 2, so give it back. And when I say no positional values, it doesn't look like there is, but every now and then you see a little bit of magic.
I think he might try to play more cue ball behind these balls than actually make the one ball. So I would believe if he played exactly this shot.
Enough of that one exposed to be able to knock it into the corner. Looks like he's spinning it just a bit. Tell you right down the camera though, we couldn't give you a better look at the shot.
He's going for one rail kick or crossover.
A mistake. A rare one. Certainly hasn't left anything easy for Chang, and not too sure about the 6 and the 4 at the top end, whether the 4 is available, but the 3 in close proximity to the 4. And again, let's assume he knocks this one in, but this is far from easy, this one. Cue ball near the cushion.
And position for the 2, since it's pretty thin cut, he has to put some power in. Then there's no chance he might hold the cue ball for the 2, and he called the bank. Oh. I thought he showed in a corner.
I think he was waving just where he wanted to go, but Christine, exactly what you said manifested itself. Position to the 2 was always going to be the problem with that shot. He never got away with that one. A chance for Francisco. He's already 2-1 in front. It's a race to 10, remember, a little longer race than we've seen in the previous days. So if a few mistakes creep into your game, get a little bit more time to try and overcome them. And a perfect angle to dislodge that 4.
Just to split them up. did it nicely.
Really nice. You know, it's funny, you see these players on the main tables looking around at the shot clocks. To me, it's almost a little concerning that in this round, a match played on the stream tables effectively are having to adhere to a shot clock. The matches on the outside aren't.
Yeah, it's almost like a disadvantage to play on the TV table.
And you know, it would have been a little bit more consistent, I think, with the event that, you know, at the stage that a shot clock is brought in, it should be in play for everybody. And I know some of the outside matches are taking a lot longer, well, for obvious reasons.
Well, I'm sure they will eventually come up with what you just said. Get a referee for every table.
Francisco wasting little time again. And he looks like he's starting to get pretty comfortable out there. That's not a good sign for Chang, who is suffering in his chair at the moment. 3-1 confirmed here on center stage. Our head referee of the tournament overseeing proceedings here on the main table, John Lehman, made a point of announcing to all in attendance, you know, put your phones on mute. And mine actually went off once when I just didn't hear John's warning.
Couple updates with the score. Joshua Filler is 4-0 up already over Levan Carteza. And Shane is leading 2-1 versus Max Lechner from Austria. And Konrad Juszczyszyn is up 3-0 versus Kopin Chung. So it's a lot of interesting matches going on.
Yeah, we'll get Christina. She's going to be updating us on all those. Very interested to know what's going on all the tables. There's so many matches going on, and that's awesome, Christina.
And look at this King Kong break by Ruiz. And wide open position.
Yeah, 1 there, 2, 3. Yeah, if he ever gets to measure the break. Chang better get comfortable in his chair because he's going to be spending a lot of time there.
Yeah, you can see from just Francisco's attitude how fast he starts doing things, approaching balls. It's a good sign that he's very confident.
Perfect on the 5. Slide back to the middle of the table. This is connect the dots. And he is so good. I promise you at home, folks, the game isn't near as easy as he's making it look. Just like that, 4-1. He'll be chalking up that break cue again. Well, if this is Francisco when he's not healthy, I'd hate to see him when he's healthy.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, when you have a little flu and you're having this little fatigue in the body, it does help your game because it takes away the pressure kind of, because you're too concerned about your health. You just don't have anything left to worry about the game and you just go with the flow.
It's funny you say that. I used to actually feel that way. If I had a bit of a cold when I used to play snooker, almost the congestion blocked everything out.
Yeah, that's I experienced it myself a lot of times And just slightly sick, not really sick to the point you can't stand up from the bed. Just a little bit.
The Spanish Armada in the background there, they're enjoying the way this one's unfolding. He's won the last 4. Remember, Chang opened it winning the first rack, and since then it has been one-way traffic headed to Spain.
Does one ball go in? No. Step in front of the pocket. Dry break. And it's a very open position. Open table for Chang. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think one ball is actually playable. I think it is covered by the 4, and Chang hit back to the chair to take his jump stick.
Yeah, he'll have to play this in a manner to try and keep the cue ball up at the top end. Either run into something if he can guide it there, or try and kill the pace of it after it hits the one. Oh, he's caught the 6, but not in the manner he would have liked. Still, a chance to maintain the initiative, though. Good shot from Chang.
Taking a look at all available options. I take the cue ball behind 3 or 7. Thin cut 2 ball. There's a lot of options. 2 ball behind the 3.
Six and 5 welded together. Don't look like they present a combination either, so that might be the insurance policy. Francisco, I expect, won't want to loosen those up in trying to contact this 2.
No, you're right. I think he has to be a little elevated to kick this 2 ball, 1 rail. Well, you've seen just enough. And look at the speed he played it with.
Again, just a containing shot. Every chance for Chang to put him in the tall grass yet again. And he did just that. This one's a little bit trickier to hit. But one thing about it is Francisco knows that he's away from that 5 and 6 now, so he doesn't have to worry about dislodging them, because that is his insurance policy, as they said. Successfully getting out of that snooker, but he's left a chance for Chang. It's not an easy one, but at 4-1, he's got to start taking advantage of every chance that comes his way.
Now Chang gotta think of what to do with a 5 and 6. So it doesn't seem like it's straight in combination. I bet he can still try to cut it in, but he has to be pretty accurate in the shape for the 5 to play the combination. So let's see what he will come up with.
Maybe Christina just try and get that cue ball into an area where he can play a good attacking safety on the 5.
Yeah, maybe just try to bring the 5 ball back in a short rail and hide the cue ball behind the 7. No?
Well, that containing shot we were talking about, it's just arrived. One thing about it, he is milking that shot clock. You're hearing it go down from the 5-second warning a couple times already. A little quicker this time. Smattering of applause from someone out there that he may be related to. That was a good shot. And played with draw to be able to get that cue ball closer to the 7. Makes the jump shot a little tougher too. As good as Francisco is with that short cue, he's got to be really careful here.
Got a little lucky here not to leave any offensive shot in the 5 ball, but a pretty good chance for Chang to keep putting pressure on Francisco by snookering him. Perhaps bringing the 5 ball, the cue ball behind the 8.
Quick look just to see how comfortable he can bridge with the short cue. Well, the way this has been going, he better be walking around with that short cue.
Yes, sir.
And he's calling the left corner pocket. This is a chance. Has he gotten away with that again? I can't tell if he can get through to this 5. If he can't, sorry, Christina.
No, I just want to say it's hard to see from here if he can or not, but it seems like he can. Yeah.
And finally, a real opportunity for Chang. He really kept the handcuffs on Francisco there until finally he forced a chance, and I think that's so important in this game at this level, is you've always got to be ready. Stay positive, hope for your chance to arrive, and make sure that you keep your head full of positive thoughts when it does.
And he wanted to, I think, create a little more angle on this 8 ball to be able to bring the cue ball back on the center of the table. So he had to use a very powerful stun shot. The 9 ball in, and pretty routine 10 ball for Chang to close this gap a little bit.
10 down, and he does just what you suggested, 4-2, and we'll take a short break and be back with more action from center stage. Great to have you back, folks, and got a chance there just to see the wide array of sponsorship that goes into making this event successful. The amount of people involved, the amount of setup involved, it's quite an undertaking, that for certain. Back with all the action, 4-2. Just to remind you, if you're just joining us, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz from Spain, looking to create a little bit of pool history here in Vegas this week. And I know a lot of people are cheering him on. At least he got a ball off the break, did Chang, but I don't know about this shot, Christina. These are the sort of shots you feel like you need a stepladder to be able to play.
Well, good thing he's pretty tall. It's a big advantage in the game. Not big, but there is some advantage to be a taller player. But well, he's going for the push. And what safeties do you see in here?
Well, chance maybe, even if he wanted to slow roll that one up by the 7, nestle the cue ball in behind the 8. If he doesn't like it, it's tough to tell whether that angle presents itself. If he doesn't like it, he can always give this back.
I think he can play the 3-ball.
Yeah.
Backside of a 3, and then bring it back to the short rail and keep the cue ball.
Definitely,
opposite short rail.
I mean, he's going to be taking notes here. Let's see what Chang had in mind.
Yep, that's the shot he went for.
Yeah, when he got down and looked at it, it was almost impossible to try and roll the 1 in behind or roll the cue ball in behind the 8. It was just too far past the 8. But a good containing shot. I mean, the safety from here isn't easy either.
Extension. Extension, please. Yes, sir.
I believe he may have called the 4.
It's hard to say.
He's looking right down the line. Possible 1-4 combination here. Some kind of shot.
Wow.
Well, he called the pocket and the ball. Maybe not the conventional way that it got there, but it counts.
He smiled, knowing that he got a little lucky. But sometimes you need this luck to win a tournament. And 2-ball, it seems like 2-ball passes the 6, so just try to roll the 1 ball.
Yeah, no signs of displeasure from Chang, but he doesn't really show you any emotion anyway. That World 8-Ball Championship that Francisco won in Puerto Rico, Chang was the holder. He held that title for about a decade because it hadn't been played.
It's a very nice shot. He wanted to have a little angle on the 6 to easily go back for the 7. His stroke just looking so effortless, so flawed.
I just like the way he plays some shots that are awkward and effortless, and makes the game look so easy.
Yeah, he's not overthinking and, you know, going down and standing up, and he's just go for the shot and shoots it in.
We mentioned that he had beaten Alex Pagulayan 10-5 in the match leading up to this one. And I mean, that's no mean feat, because Alex, a former world 9-ball champion, and Alex was finding form here in Las Vegas, so that was a very good win. And 5-2, and at 5-2, Chang has taken a little bit of a break. It looks like Francisco's going to follow suit. So why shouldn't we take a break too?
Yeah.
A couple minutes and we'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, I won the World 8-ball on 9-ball. Everyone I think is looking for me, especially in the World 10-ball. But I feel I don't want to be the pressure. I want to keep going. You know, play my game. That's all. If I win, it's like a dream for me. But I don't care. To be honest, I try to be my best on the table and give everything. That's all.
No pressure, but nobody have done that before. World 8-ball, World 9-ball, World 10-ball, making history.
Yeah, I mean, I know I won too many good titles, but I always I want to think the same way. I mean, I want to enjoy every single moment. I think that's the key that I win, because I don't think about what the people think, what I expected. You know, I just try to play my game. That's all.
Well, great words from a champion. And he smiles so easily. He's just an impossible guy not to be a fan of. Got a big heart, big character. And he is truly one of the real nice guys on tour. Dry break. And a long look at the one. With a 5-2 deficit, Chang's got to keep this man in his sights.
It's hard to say if he can clearly see the 1-ball to pocket it, but it does seem like he actually can. But he has to take care about the cue ball, because there's no easy and natural position for the 2 unless he tries to bump into the 9 and maybe stop the cue ball. But I think he's aiming with inside spin.
He absolutely was, Christina. And that increased the degree of
Yeah.
difficulty to the shot, especially over that distance.
It's not an easy shot. And 1 ball is called, and the cue ball most likely will travel behind the 9 and 4. I don't know how happy he is, almost hanging 1 ball in
Yeah,
the side pocket.
I think you're right. I don't think he wanted that anywhere near hanging over the side pocket, because Chang with the jump cue, you've got to expect him to get this.
Exactly.
Extension, please.
Big moment.
The 1 ball is in. No love in the 2 ball though.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that he hasn't been terribly lucky in this match. There's another situation where he fully deserved position on the 2. And unless he can bank this into the side pocket,
I think that's exactly what he's going to do. I think it's pretty straight in bank. Very well.
and now back on line. 3 into the same pocket and won't have to do anything to drop onto the 4.
And I think he did solve all problems on this table. So now it's the matter of only pocketing the rest of the balls and keeping it simple.
Never a bad idea in the game of pool. Limiting movement with the cue ball and keeping it simple, Christina.
Yeah.
Usually a formula for success, isn't it?
And with one hand, you don't want to always try to hold the cue ball, so you want to know how to use full table. But sometimes if you don't have to, just try to keep it simple. Good angle on the 8 to go off the long rail back on the side of in the center of the table to pocket the 9 ball, probably in the same pocket, or just roll it in the side. Again, talking about keeping it simple.
He pulls one back, still trailing 5-3. He's got a chance to break in rack number 8, or rack number 9, sorry. And, you know, if he gets the measure of the break, string a few together, at least if nothing else, he can put a little pressure back on Francisco. And I mean, as dominant as Sanchez Ruiz has been in this match, he's only 5-3 ahead. You know, that's a couple good breaks, and all of a sudden,
We had a, sorry, I just wanted to say we had a really good view to Francisco's success with the pool balls. Maybe it's his lucky socks. That's very funny. Just
there
another.
you go.
He's very focused. Waiting for the next opportunity to jump in the table.
Wing ball straight in. And a ball on the top of the table as well, but yeah, just no joy in terms of where he's dropping on the one. Oh, pardon me. I'm looking at the 9, the 1 available. Let me just correct myself real fast. He's got a great chance here. And this is what we were saying. If he could just put a couple breaks together, all of a sudden, this match gets a heartbeat again.
Good speed, and now he has to decide what to do with this 4 ball that is covered by the 9 ball. I think he's going to take the combination, most likely. Perhaps if he's going to land with a perfect angle on the 3, he might try to roll it into the short side of a 4.
Yeah, I think where he's dropped on the 3 now, Christina, it's going to be combination full stop, 4-9. Just showing you where he wants to drop the cue ball to be right down the barrel of that 4-9 combination. It's the key ball, no question. And he's got to play it at a speed to try and ensure that he lands on the 4 if he gets the 9. That can go wrong too.
Yeah, it's very important to control this 4 ball.
Both players, pictures of concentration. When you're in the zone at a pool table, it's a combination of composure and concentration, high level. And he just slow down, and it's perfect.
It's perfect. Can't ask for more.
Played at an ideal speed. He's got a little angle to just float the cue ball down for the 5. Nothing easy has been missed yet in this match. When they've had a chance and it looks like they should clear up, they have.
Yeah, he just checked if the 6 ball passes the 10. He definitely didn't play this one
No,
like that.
It's not too bad though, but definitely this was not the intended pocket for the 6.
But luckily he's straight in. And 10 ball for 5-4. He's getting there.
Yeah, he's definitely got the attention of Francisco now, just perked up in his chair. Kind of a helpless feeling, isn't it, when you're sat in your chair and your opponent's going through rack after rack? Not much you can do. You got to just try and maintain that positive outlook and wait for the opportunity.
You're right. Just as you said, keeping your composure and save yourself for the very next chance.
You ever let your mind wander when you're sat in the chair, say 2-3 racks? You ever start thinking about, well, Wonder if I'm going shopping tonight, or where am I going for dinner? Or
That's how women brain works. Just let me tell you.
You think men's brains don't work like that too?
You just think about everything at the same time. So yeah. Some score updates.
Sure.
Aklin Koch is up 2-0 versus Oliver Shalnoki from Hungary. And Shane Van Boning is actually up 6-2 versus Austrian Max Lechner. And Joshua Filler is already 8-3 up versus Levan Corteza. Dennis Grabe is up 4-0 versus Wukan Ling. This looks like almost all Europeans are dominating in their matches. It's a lot of Europeans, like as you said, but yeah. One ball in. And not quite sure if he can cut the 2-ball in the side pocket.
Yeah, it'd be some kind of shot if he could feather this one in. Wondering if it's worth the risk, just having a look to see if he did float it in. Can't be much pocket exposed there for this too. Option B would be good aggressive safety.
Safety, you can maybe roll. I don't know if it's possible with this angle. Kind of try to roll the cue ball behind a 7, but no control over 2. Played the easier option and left probably the bank for Francisco. Oh, not the bank, sorry, the jump.
Yeah, being right-handed helps him a little. He can elevate comfortably, and
the only problem is position for the 3. He's going to pocket this 2-ball cue ball. Might travel way too far, and he's going to be hooked behind 8 and 6.
he's already called for his extension, so he's bought himself a little extra time to think about this shot. But you've got to feel he's going to attack with the jump cue.
He's playing one rail shot, one rail kick. 2. Oof. Missed it just a little bit.
Well, he must have seen something that didn't jump out at us with regards to why he wouldn't go after that 2-ball with the jump cue. Maybe because there was no way for him to hold for position to the 3. But what an opportunity for Chang here.
To level the score.
In a match that the early going was dominated by the Spaniard. Well, it's more about what have you done for me lately. And you want to finish a match strong, not start it strong.
Pretty open table for Chang. Don't see any difficulties in here. He's looking very confident on the table as well. I think down to last 16, a lot of players already adjusted to the speed of a table, so nobody really, as you can see, struggles with it. angle on the 6 to do some slide draw back for the 7. Maybe follow the button corner pocket. Not quite sure what he's going to choose. I think he come up a little.
He didn't really
Well,
hit the 6
yeah.
flush into the pocket, but still, he's got to like where he sits right now. And at 5-5, now not so easy to pick a winner. Mr.
No.
Momentum has definitely changed chairs.
Beautiful work of the spinning on this rail. And if 10 balls go in, they're both halfway in this match, because all last 32 matches going race to 10. And
We will be back after a short break. Don't go away. Francisco has just lost the 3 racks in a row, the last 3 in a row. Chang has found the break, and he's really kept the handcuffs on Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. And at 5-5, now an outcome about 15 minutes ago. Looked like it was going to be pretty predictable, not so much anymore.
yeah, 2 ball in. Not quite sure if he can cut the 1 ball in the side or play defense.
Christina, I'll wager that all of Francisco's friends, David and all of them sitting in the row just behind him, they're not smiling and having fun anymore. A little bit more concern, I'll bet you, on their faces.
Yeah, the momentum has definitely switched, and not much of Francisco can do right now. Sitting in this chair, he needs at least some opportunity, at least kick or jump or something.
He's got the angle to get the cue ball over towards the 4.
Yeah, this gap in between 10 and 5, 10 and 4 really. With a touch of inside spin, I think he can get there. Okay, he's choosing to play something different. Okay. Well, that's sometimes it's again very confusing when players aiming low and then in the last second they
Strike high.
strike high. So a little short on a 4. It's not really cuttable anymore. So he's looking for a defense shot in here.
And there is the definition of defense. It seemed like the last few times that Francisco has come to the table, he hasn't been welcomed with anything
Attention, please.
inviting, that's for certain.
I think there's one rail kick available, but he's looking at the jump. There's 2 rail kick available between 10 and 9. Just try to tie up balls.
Foul. Start the clock, please.
Just try and buy himself a little bit of time. He's on 1 foul.
And Chang will most likely try to recreate the same position.
Quick look to confirm the 4 isn't touching the cushion. So he doesn't have to play this at any speed. Just play it to nestle into the 4.
And he did just like you said.
Still Chang with all the initiative in this exchange. He's the one that can keep Francisco under pressure.
Four ball is still not frozen. And do you think he can thin cut the 4 to go behind the 6?
Oh, I'll tell you, it looks close. And that's a mistake
Beautiful.
from Chang.
Yeah. So
He's given Francisco a chance to turn the tables on him. The tactical error from a man that you wouldn't expect to see that from.
Yes, sir.
he called the 4 to go rail first. Doesn't want to run in these balls to split them up for sure. And he did. So now whoever's going to win this battle safety will get wide open table.
Yeah, and that key is the 4 ball. The safety exchanges on the 4. And if nothing else, Francisco has bought himself a chance to turn the tables on Chang. And that is a massive let off. A huge mistake. They had a lot of colors to try and duck behind there. It looks like Chang might want the cue ball cleaned, but that was a big mistake from Ruiz there. And You don't have to tell him, Christina. He knows.
Yeah. So after so many well-played shots, it's very wrong time to commit a mistake like that.
Wow.
You would never expect him to miss that kind of shot. Very unforced arrow. I think it's quite disappointed.
Yeah, that might be a shot. Could be a turning point in this match. There was a chance for Chang to get back in front at 6-5. Everything was in the open. Don't forget, he won the opening rack in this match to lead 1-0. Then he was 5-2 behind. He's won the last 3 to get to 5-5, but what a chance he just threw away there. And this man wants to help him remember it.
And this race to 5, really, you don't want to give up any open tables and opportunities to your opponent.
Just follow through off 2 cushions, 9 to the side.
Now, just like that, the momentum flipped back to Francisco's side, and it's going to break, have a chance to extend the lead.
Ten down, so he stays in front, albeit just by that single rack, 6-5. As you noted, Christina, there was a massive momentum swing again in this rack. Now, how big it will be? Well, stay tuned, because we're going to play this one right down to a conclusion. Still coughing though. And David Alcady, Francisco has been spending a lot of time with. He was definitely sick when he played his match in the Alpha Las Vegas Open. He went 2-0, and he just never looked like the David Alcady we've seen. Even though they'd never tell you they don't feel well, it's never an excuse a player's going to lean on. But sometimes their performance or lack thereof just speaks volumes. So here we go, rack number 12. Buckle in. 6 ball down.
Finally, he made some ball in the break and have an opening shot on a 1 ball with no really difficulties in the table. It's a very good time for the break like that.
And he's got the angle. I think he's had a look to see if he can get that cue ball below the 2, go after that 2 into the side pocket. He may have to spin the cue ball a little to get to where he wants to. Well, he's overcut it. And he's committed the foul. And you know, again, having to spin that cue ball just increases the degree of difficulty. He didn't have a full pocket to begin with, but all of a sudden these players are taking turns with unforced mistakes. And totally out of character for either of them.
Well, Chung has some difficulty here to bring back cue ball for the two ball, because as we know, when you play really clean balls on a new cloth, trying to play hard follow shot might turn out as a stop shot, because it's going just to slide in. So let's see what he will come up with here. Oh, he played it off the 8, very beautiful. Look at that speed control.
Yeah, willing that cue ball with his body language past the 3.
Called the 8 ball.
Yeah, I was going to say he'll play that cue ball hard enough to clear the 5 just in case that 3 follows the 8 in. It did, but he's nicely on the 4 anyway.
Two rails for the 5 ball on the side. Needs to follow this ball a little bit and then come up with a natural angle on the 7 to go to the 9, and again he aimed low, and I thought for a second he's going to play the stop shot. I'm like, that's weird, but well, he fooled me again. Two balls down to level up the score.
And as this match motors on to the finish line, Christina, all of a sudden mistakes are going to be magnified. They're going to be ones that we're going to talk about and remember.
You're right.
12 racks are in the books here at the Rio, and they have been split 6 apiece, and now a best 4 out of 7 for a place in the quarterfinals.
And quick updates with some scores. Joshua Filler finished his match 10-4 versus Levan Corteza, so he's the first one in the quarterfinals, and I believe Shane Van Boeing is going to follow him with a 9-3 lead over Max Lechner. And we have very tight match Cup in Chung with Konrad Juszczyszyn from Poland, 6-6. Yeah, Dennis Grabe keeps his lead 5-1 versus Vukan Lin. It's a lot of close matches.
Nice to see Filler back on song too. Josh Filler. A lot of people's choice to be the last man standing here at the Rio. A very accomplished German. And Chang at 6 apiece. A good break, what he wouldn't give for one now. Park that cue ball. And I don't know whether or not Francisco's got a path clear to the 1. There's nothing down.
It's very close, very hard to say if he can cut it in. Maybe play a safety in case it doesn't go. You can always bring the cue ball behind the 8. But I think he can see the left side of the 1 ball, so let's see what he will come up with.
I think he knew that he was going to be banking that 1 over near the side pocket, and he was hesitant to play it. Jump shot and possibility to get this one into that side is calling Chang. It's a thin clip. This would be a highlight reel shot if he gets it. And no guarantee to finish on the 2.
Extension, please.
And he doesn't want to catch the left side of the 1 ball because the side pocket is right there. Call it another pocket.
I had a feeling that had a chance to bank into the side. He didn't call it. It actually double kissed
Yeah.
en route to that side pocket. See if Francisco can make this work.
Well, he took defense shot.
Yeah, I think the reasoning behind that, there was just no value to get to the 3.
No, it would be very hard. High chance the cue ball might be stuck and get lost in 5-7-6. So again, it's race to 4 now, and you just don't have a luxury to make any mistakes. Just slightly harder and he would play a very good shot, but 2 ball ended up right in front of the side pocket, so can't really say a clear table for Ruiz, but definitely an opportunity to pocket the 2 and play very good defense on the 3.
So mindful of that shot clock. These are anxious moments at 6 apiece. He's nominated that corner pocket.
How did that happen?
Yeah, that's a massive miss. And what's worse is he's opened everything up. So there was a lot of congestion in the middle of the table there. Now it's all been cleared up. Had a quick look, make sure that 7 goes by the 9 into the corner pocket.
Table looking good.
He's pretty well confirmed that 7 will go by the 9. So he just wants a nice angle on the 6 to drop a little closer to it.
Have you seen how Spin catch the cushion and just speeded up the cue ball? Very well.
And a nice angle here. Should be straightforward to get the cue ball up closer to the 8.
Let's double check the aim again. Down to 3 balls to be one step closer for the quarterfinals.
Yeah, when you're playing a race to 4, getting that first one under your belt definitely gives you the advantage. But Francisco also needs to rediscover that break. He's got to find that break that he's had in other matches on this main table. 7-6. And we will take another short break and be right back. Welcome back, folks. 7-6, finally poised. Anxious moments here. A lot of people, they're not on the edge of their seats yet. But as these two go hand in hand, whoa, ball's flying off the table. Cue ball, 1 ball, aired on the side of power that time. Did Francisco. But as they go hand in hand towards that finish line, Christina, people are going to start edging towards those seat edge.
It was quite unfortunate for Francisco to lose a little control over this cue ball. Probably trying to break as hard as you can to increase the possibility to make some balls.
That's exactly what he's trying to do. Chang's had a very good look at that 10-6, just below the spot. And if that 6 isn't available, certainly it'll be available for a bank shot, but if it's not available be pocketed straight on. Possibility for Francisco to have another look in.
But I think from a right angle, it's very cuttable 6-ball.
And the 5 at the opposite end of the table as far as Chang is concerned. Well, that's changed the complexion somewhat, because now I'm not sure that the 9 is available either.
And I think 9-ball now is available anywhere. We have a good look in here.
He's nice and close to this 5, but he's pretty tall, but he's not nearly tall enough to reach this one. So having to bring the bridge out.
Now the question, what he's going to do, and if he still can make the 6-ball and then from 8 or 7 try to split the rest of the balls. Or play position for the 6. To play a safety then. Or play a safety right away. And a pretty good one.
One cushion escape off that left-hand side. And he's calling. Is he calling the side pocket?
I think he did. Just in case.
You have both players take a very anxious look to see if there's any angle on this 5. Get after the 6. And now he's having a look to see if it's available. And that was always going to be one of the questions. This could be perfect.
Well, I think we absolutely can say if it goes or not from here. Neither Chang is sure. And it wasn't.
That second prize, though. If you tried to make that, never really threatened the corner pocket, but a total eclipse for Francisco.
Definitely didn't want to catch it that full. Tried to bring the cue ball behind 10 and 9. But Chang has another opportunity to deal with 9 and 10. Most likely he'll have to split them up. He's on a different side of a 7. I don't know if he can hold it, the cue ball, to still try to play 8 ball on his side and split 10 and 9.
That was definitely the game plan.
But I'm pretty sure he can. Almost like a drag shot.
Kill the speed of the cue ball.
Yeah. Just like that. Last seconds of the shot clock. I think last 3 balls were in the last couple seconds.
He's worked that shot clock a few times. And he does have a little angle on this 8 ball now. And he's got to try and get that cue ball into the 9.
And he has to hurry up. It's only 5 seconds left. He's taking a bank.
I can't think of what else he can be doing. It's got to be a bank shot. There's no way this 9 goes.
I'm quite surprised he didn't try to split the balls. Well,
yeah. You know what? We will all look back at his shot selection here because he had the angle on that 8. He could have tried to force that cue ball to that side cushion and go into the 8 and or the 9 and 10. Sorry, it just again. I mean, it's all easy to say after, isn't it? After he's missed the bank shot, but wow, what a choice there from Chang.
a choice that might cost him a match. Because there's no doubt Francisco's going to miss this opportunity and break, possibly to go on the hill.
Solid. And a 2-rack advantage when it looked so much like it was going to be 7 apiece. 8-6 to Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, and he's going to head out and take a quick break, and we're going to follow suit. See you in a bit, folks. A sea of pool tables here at the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino. CSI and Predator have partnered up to bring you the WPA World 10-Ball Championships and all the BCA League events that have been going around, teams, singles, around I think there's 3 or 4 convention rooms here that are just full of pool tables, and what an atmosphere, and what a couple weeks it's been. And what an atmosphere that's building here on table 1. So these two winding their way down to the finish line. The pressure is building, the atmosphere is building. 8-6. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz still on course to bring a little history to Las Vegas. And they're hoping that history goes through. David Katie on the left, yeah, they know they're on camera, the boys.
And Jose Delgado, another good friend of Francisco, came to cheer him up.
Yeah, they never stop laughing, the Spanish guys. They're always in good spirits. They're always so friendly. They've always got time for fans and fellow players alike. They're just a pleasure to be around. And FSR settling into the break. Rack number 15 of a possible 19. Sit back, folks. We hope you're enjoying this as much as we are. The best is yet to come.
Wouldn't like that.
And a shot at the 1.
An open table.
There have been many instances that we've seen on this main table, and even from someone with a break like Shane Van Boning, where the break has almost become a weapon for the opponent. It sounds ridiculous, but that's almost what's happening. It's down to Chang. Everything's in the open. Hold himself together.
It's I would expect him to run this rack on less nerves.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Nerves. Your timing was perfect, Christina, because I think that was a bit of a nervous rush.
Yeah, he barely made it. He almost missed it, if not a 6-ball, but he's still in a good spot. Probably draw back the 4-ball for the 5 in the corner on the left. Just like that. Stop on a 5.
They were all there following Francisco's break. And 8-7 looking very much on the cards. And with Chang to break.
Natural follow shot, or sorry, stun shot for the 10. It's a very back and forth match. It's a lot of pressure.
Thump to the back of the pocket. punctuating a run out there from Chang. 8-7 confirmed. And now his turn to try and solve the fickle break. I'm trying to remember, I've done so many matches on this main table. I'm trying to remember if anybody has really had any success where I haven't seen anybody put more than 2 racks together. Nobody. And I couldn't even tell you how many racks I've commentated, but no one's put more than 2 racks together.
Well, it's not an easy break, that's for sure. And I think that's what makes the game even more interesting. When there's more pool involved. Moving balls, banking, jumping, safeties. It's more exciting to watch for the fans. And look at that break to level up the score.
Yeah, I don't know if the 2 goes by the 9 though, but certainly a 2-9 combination will be offered. He's already eyeing it up. Not straightforward. He's quite happy though, and relieved, I'll bet, to be at the table still.
Yeah. So, just taking a close look.
You know what?
Yeah.
From that angle, I'm wondering if there isn't any pocket that's available for the 2. Looks like maybe half the bottom pocket.
Yeah, he called it 2 ball. Well, not only it's very tight pot, but also he has to make sure he takes care about the cue ball. Kind of sit it down on that shot, but very well executed.
Yeah, a little bit of body movement that you don't see from him. He was a bit nervy on that one. But what a good effort.
Yeah, it's a little bigger angle on the 3 ball than he would like to have.
The 5-9 combination he's just looking at now would be easier than the 2-9 he just refused. And the 4-9.
9 ball is cold. Yeah, he's playing 9-4 combination.
Kind of makes me wonder why he was looking at the 5-9 earlier. If his intent was to play the 4-9.
That's a good question. What an important shot here right now. If he makes it, most likely he's out. If he doesn't, most likely he's out. And it goes in. It's beautiful. Very hard shot to play. And he managed it quite well.
Again, Francisco sitting in his chair, just waiting for the opportunity, staying positive, staying focused. We've said it an awful lot throughout this match.
Good angle to go for the 7, to the 7. Just trying to decide either to leave a bigger angle on the 7 and come down to play the 8 ball in the right pocket, or leave it straight and just draw it back. Oh!
Wow, again. Just
Wow.
when you thought it was safe to go back into the water. Amazing what pressure can do to you and how it can manifest itself.
And you know what? It's the second time, I think, in this match, he missed the ball to level up the score. 4 ball was the previous one. I'm not sure, was it to take a lead or to level up, but folks, pressure's out there.
I mean, we feel it in the comm box, Christina, so guaranteed they're feeling it.
Yeah, and meanwhile Francisco is perfect on the 7 to go on the 8, 10 to get on the hill first in this match.
And Chang, you don't have to tell him the chance he just threw away. Should have been 8-8 with him breaking. Instead, it's FSR 9-7 on the hill and breaking for the match. What a turnaround. And he had done all the hard work. He had played all the shots to get him there. Now can he just find one break? He doesn't have to worry about breaking anymore. This will be the last break for him in the match. And he wants to punctuate another big win.
Taking some pressure off by talking with his friends. It's always helped.
Yeah, you talked about how important it is having that, you know, that backing, having people there that you know are supportive, and you can't say enough, really.
Yeah, you're right.
Opposite end of the table.
One ball in and open shot on the 2. Not an easy one, but it is an open shot.
When I have seen success, and I've seen some racks that have looked like the breakers had a bit of control, that one has gone into the side. Now he does have an open look at the 2, not easy. I mean, nothing is easy right now.
No. Suddenly, pockets feel like 3 inches. Cue balls are double in the size. In a normal situation, I think he should be out in this layout, but it is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try and draw below the 7.
Yeah, between 3rd and 2nd diamond.
Right where he's holding the cue. He's called for his extension just to buy a little extra time. This might be the key shot he's going to play in the rack right here. It's perfect.
It's perfect. Now, will he try to leave the cue ball for 5-4 combination or play off this cushion? Most likely. 2 rails. Watch the cue ball. Oh. Very disappointing.
Yeah, he tried to be below the 9 and the 10.
Yeah,
He's almost got no one to blame but himself here. He caught that 3 a little thinner than he wanted to. But what a massive let off.
Yeah, I don't think Chang sitting in his chair and looking at this position thought he might come back on the table, but here we are. I don't know if he can cut the 4 in, but he can definitely bring the cue ball behind 8 and 10 to create very difficult position for Francisco, but it looks like, I don't know, he's trying to cut it in. Yeah,
Yes, he is.
he's going for it. I'd say it's all-in shot. And it's in with the position for the 5.
Good shot. Very good shot. Made extra hard with the fact that he had to use the bridge. And if nothing else, Christina, he's given himself a chance to forget about that miss on the 6 in the last rack. He gets out here, gets back to 9-8, he's breaking. He's got to focus on what's to come.
Very unforced error by Francisco. And with a winner break, you never know if you're coming back to the table, really.
Still in the hunt, 9-8. Always looked like it was going to be a very close match on paper, and it is materialized on the felt. A few more bodies making their way in to the main arena, sensing what could be a possible hill-hill clash in this last 16. Desperately needing a good break here. One on the side.
But this 8 ball blocks the path for the 2 ball for the corner. Otherwise, there's no really difficulties in this table.
Whatever he decides to do in terms of defense, though, it's got to be good. Couple quick looks at the shot clock. He wants to have a real good think about this. And 60 seconds after the break, and he still calls for the extension. Such is the significance of the moment.
Very well played, and I don't know if Francisco can reach the jump shot from here.
quickly. Francisco opting for the extension too. Buy a little extra time. Execution is everything right now. He's got about half of that too on the right-hand side that's exposing itself.
He's trying to find a body position to.
This is where those yoga classes come in
Yeah.
handy.
Wow, that was a nice effort, and I think he got a little lucky. I mean, he can still cut the 9-ball in, but it's not a wide open shot.
He's called the 9 right away as Chang. So instantly, all the pressure of the match resting on an early combination. He's okay. Just got that cue ball past the 10. And I think we are in line for a hill decider. And taking no chances. Doesn't want any skids, no bad contacts from cue ball to object ball.
And to be honest, buy himself a little extra time just to exhale, calm down these nerves, and finish this crucial rock. Quick run back to the chair to grab his extension. A little short on the 6-ball, but it shouldn't really bother him a lot. So he can use this long and short rail with a touch of inside spin to bring back the cue ball on the center of the table. No, don't do that. Oh my
Would you
God.
believe it? Would you
my
believe
God.
it?
I'm surprised he didn't try to play with some inside spin, no?
Oh, I couldn't agree more, Christina, but it's just, I feel like it's Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong is going wrong. So unlucky.
Yes. There's the chance at 10-ball landing right in front of the 7.
And when it looked like we were gearing towards a 9-9 match, fate decided to play a hand. Yeah, shake of the head. You don't see emotion very often from Chang.
Well, to be fair, it's not an easy 7-ball, and play position for the 8 is not really that easy, but look at that shot. Just need a little more run at this cue ball, and he is perfect. He knows it's there. 2 more shots to advance in the quarterfinals.
And what could have been? He wanted to get to 9-9 and breaking.
And again, he made a mistake trying to level the score.
And for a 10-8 win, a real test of nerve this match right from the outset. And Francisco Sanchez Ruiz the clenched fist. He knows he's still on course. He's through to the quarterfinals, a chance to hold all 3 world titles. Great performance, held his nerve, and a lot more pools still coming your way. Christina, thank you very much.
Thank
that
you so
was
much,
a
guys.
great match, and Sanchez Ruiz through to the quarters.